Hey there, this is a video tutorial for a piece of software I have made for myself called Prolapse. It's a screen lapsing tool that I use to document the projects I'm working on a day-to-day basis and make time lapses, specifically of the games I'm making. I thought I'd put it on the internet, but it's a little bit confusing, so I thought I'd make a quick video tutorial of how it works. So basically this is the main program, and all it does is capture screenshots of your desktop. So I will start a new recording now, and basically every 5 seconds it's just going to take a screenshot of my desktop. And then I can scrub through it in real time using this little bar here. You can set these values, or you can set the screenshot interval over here, as well as the save location and the idle timeout. So if I'm not doing anything on the computer for like 5 seconds, it will time out, which is pretty useful if I go make a cup of coffee and then my screen lapse doesn't like sit on the same image for like 15 minutes, which would happen to me when I use things like Prolapse. Well, I guess while we're on the settings page, there are a couple of other things you can set up here. So you can add a couple more extra screens. At the moment, I only support 3. I'll probably be adding more support future. A couple of different save resolutions, and then whether it should launch on startup and whether it should record when it launches. Cool. Let me show you an example project of a previous recording I did to get a better idea of how it works. So this is for a game jam I did last Sunday. The theme was cyberspace, and we made a game about murdering the internet. So as you can see here, I have 3 different screens connected, 1 vertical and 2 horizontal on top of each other. Generally I use this one for like Unity, this one's for code, and this is a Wacom, so it's drawing. And yeah, I can scrub back and forward in real time. It gives me a timestamp of when it was recording, so I can see I started at 3 and ended at, well, it looks like 10 o'clock roughly, and then there's like one 4 o'clock shot. But yeah, and I can scrub through and see the progress. You can play back and then increase or decrease the frame rate. So yeah, this is basically the crux of the program. Take screenshots at regular intervals and play them back really easily. It's really nice to just see progress. I also use it as a time tracking tool, so I can see how long I spent on a specific task, because I can see when I started and stopped, which means I can sort of like lose myself in the task and not worry too much about time tracking. Can kind of go back at the end of the day and see how long everything took, which is really nice. Yeah, what are some other features? So you can export the oh no, it just crashed. Fuck. Embarrassing. Okay, hold on. Okay, so it just crashed, which is horribly embarrassing. There's still some bugs I'm ironing out. But yeah, as I was saying, you can export as either AVI or GIF. It's pretty like primitive export tools, but the idea is sort of once you have a render of some sort, you can process it in however you want. It does have a couple of cool features though. You can set a couple of resolutions. You can set the frame rate you want to export at, and then the length of the export. Maybe not the most intuitive way, but I kind of like to work this way because I sort of have an idea of how long I want the whole thing to be, and then sort of the frame rate I want to play back at, and then it will drop however many frames it needs to meet those parameters. And then you can set the start and the end, so you can sort of cut out a smaller section of it. And yeah, you can either export it as an AVI or as a GIF, as I said. The GIF encoding isn't the best. You'll probably have to recompress it in Photoshop or something to get a better like compression ratio, but it serves a purpose, I guess. Cool. Another feature is that it tracks the focused application at any given screenshot, which allows me to do cool things like go and exclude or include screenshots from the in the final render or the final playback. So say I didn't want to like see when I was like working on Facebook, for instance, I would and type Facebook in here, or face, or like any sort of tag, and then it will just remove any of the like applications from the final render that were on Facebook or something. And then say I only want to see when I was in Unity, then I can type Unity in the include, and now it will only include URLs, well, not URLs, but application titles that include Unity. So this is also including the build I made and stuff, but yeah, so if I go back now and have a look, it'll only show me screenshots when Unity was active. So it still shows me like other screens, like what I was looking at in the background, but only when I was actively in Unity will it show those screens. You can also set it to not record those screens, which is sometimes useful if you want to save hard drive space. So like it won't record when you are browsing Steam or not in Unity or not in Visual Studio. Another kind of useful thing, I guess, which comes back into the time tracking aspect of it, is that you can get a calculation of how much time you spent in that software, or in what's filtered. So like in total, this screen lapse is like 4 hours, 45 minutes. But if I go include Unity, I was only actively working in Unity for 2 hours. So it's kind of interesting. Kind of like rescue time, but rescue time is a bit like vague and very generous with the amount of time it calculates for your day. Cool, I think that's around about it. There's another weird little feature added, which is keystroke tracking, which you can disable, but it kind of just like tracks what you were typing throughout the day, mostly just shortcuts. Which some people might find that a little creepy and invasive, but I thought it would be interesting. It's not that interesting actually, but I was kind of hoping to go and see some of like my conversations and stuff during the day, but it's just random keystrokes. Yeah, you can also browse backwards and forwards through other sessions. Clearly not right now. Never mind, pretend I didn't do that. Yeah, I hope this is useful, and if you have any bugs, which you will, or feature requests, just let me know and I can fix them. Thanks.